had her hand up first.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Councilor DeSimone.
Thank you. I have a concern about voting on something that there's no action that we can take in this matter. The point is moot. I was under the impression, or at least it's my thinking, that a more appropriate option would be either A, to strike, or B, postpone indefinitely, because I don't think you can resolve this issue otherwise.
That's a great point, Councilor DeSimone. President Delisio and I discussed that. Because there was a charter objection, we need to address it. And because there was a public hearing, our view was that instead of trying to move to strike it after the public hearing or anything like that, because it's largely irrelevant, we just wanted to vote it. It didn't really matter. And we would meet the criteria required for the charter objection, and then we could just move on. But no, I'm with you. It would be much cleaner if we could just move to strike it or amend to change it to strike it. But it's before the full council now, and I think this is just the easiest way to move forward and get it off the docket. Does that make sense, Councilor DeSimone?
Well, I don't want to belabor the point. I don't understand how the charter objection changes the nature of the motion itself and requires a vote on a motion that is otherwise moot. But I would respectfully suggest, if you have not already considered the motion to postpone indefinitely, which basically would set the matter aside and it can stay in no man's land and not in effect have a vote taken. At least that's my understanding of that particular motion. But I won't belabor the point.
Fair enough. Thank you, Councilor DeSimone. Councilor Reynolds.
So if I'm not mistaken, then a yes vote, if you vote yes, means that you voted to revoke. A no vote means that you're voting no to the revocation, correct?
That's correct, Councilor Reynolds.
Okay. And my second question is so whatever happens, but then, again, I just want to be clear on what's happening here. This gentleman can then apply for his 2022 license, correct?
That is accurate, and it is before the licenses committee right now, and I believe Councilor Waterman's intent is to vote it out tonight.
Okay, so I just wanted to clarify a yes and a no vote and what's going to happen next. Thank you.
Any further questions? Hearing none, roll call vote is required, and I believe starts with Councilor Waterman.
Waterman? Yes. Mr. Waterman?
Thank you. I vote no.
Thank you. Ms. Dolan?
No.
Mr. Conti?
Yes.
Ms. Bennett? Oops, I'm sorry, excuse me, she's abstaining. Thank you. Ms. Holmes?
No.
Ms. Reynolds?
No.
Ms. DeSimone?
No.
Mr. Blair?
No.
Vice President Kobus?
Yes.
Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 noes, 2 yeas. Motion passes.
Or motion fails.
Motion fails, excuse me. Yep.
Motion fails.
Perfect. Move to recess.
Second.
Motion's in order. Roll call vote.
Thank you. We'll start with Mr. Blair. Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
Mr. Conti?
Yes.
Ms. Dolan?
Yes.
Mr. Waterman?
Yes.
And Vice President Kobus?
Yes.
Thank you. We're in recess.
And so we're in recess at 7:12, and we will start with committee meetings in just a second. And I believe we're going to start with public safety. Councilor Blair, whenever you're ready.
We'll wait these councilmen to get back.
I'll go let them know.
Who's on your committee, Peter? So you have Ms. Reynolds and Ms. Bennett.
All set. I'd like to call Public Safety Committee to order at 7:13. I have one motion this evening, the docket of January 4th, 2022. I entertain a motion to transfer $691 from account 112410000-578300, citywide reserve fund for transfer, to account 122010000-587385, fire retrofit lights to replenish funds used for ongoing kitchen renovations.
Second.
This is pretty self-explanatory. I know we've had some time off, but this is an ongoing project over there to finish the kitchen up for them. And they've used some money from fire retrofits lights to put in that account to keep the project going. So this is basically just to return it to that account. Any questions from my committee or anybody else? Yes, Mr. President Delicio, I'll get that straight by next July.
I appreciate that. Yeah, no, just real quick, I think we're going to see this, and this comment kind of is a blanket comment for a lot of what we'll see tonight. I think it's important to keep in mind that some of the things that we're voting on tonight, or that we might have voted on 6, 7, 8 weeks ago, may be coming back down for an additional appropriation due to the some of the external factors going on in the economy right now, such as inflation, prices going up. So I think this is part of that to an extent, but just something to be aware of as we head into this term.
Well, I think any of these projects that are in line, if we didn't have a bid with a price stamped and
Yeah.
really stamped, you're going to see contractors coming back because the cost of materials are going crazy. You don't know your order today if you're going to get it 6 months from now or the price is going to double. So we're in a catch-21, I think.
Right.
Any other questions, my committee? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? There are none, motion passes. And I only heard 2 yeses, but was there a third?
I think Sarah.
Sarah? Oh, we had 2 anyway, we're all set.
I said yes.
Didn't hear you, Sarah.
I'll get louder.
Like to call for an adjournment at 7:60. Have a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 We are adjourned. Thank you very much.
And who's up next?
Council DeSimone, are you going next?
I didn't know what the order, if we were following seating or whatever, but I'm more than happy to.
So, actually,
I'd like to call.
One moment, Councilor DeSimone, it'll be city property and claims next. So it'll go city property and claims, personnel, ordinances, zoning, budget, traffic, capital improvement, public works, and then licenses. So thank you as we kind of work out some of the kinks. It's appreciated.
Okay, so I'm up. Reporting for City Property and Claims Committee from the docket of January 4th, 2022. I move to transfer $299 from account 1124100-578-300 Citywide Reserve Fund for transfer to account 1175-1000-5422020. Planning and land use, supplies, office equipment to purchase a desk chair for a staff member in planning.
Second.
Thank you. Excuse me for a minute here. Are we reading? You'll have to forgive me because my brain is still not functioning yet. Are we reading reporting for city property and claims, or am I reading it out as?
Nope, these are the committee, yeah, these are the committee, this is your committee meeting, Council Reynolds, and then later on we'll arise from recess and we'll go into committee reports. I think you're muted, Sarah. Sarah, you may be muted.
So is that motion passes. I got 2 yeas. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any questions, concerns?
No.
No. From the docket of December 21st, 2021, I entertain a motion to accept a generous donation of $600 in food gift cards from the Holiday Spirit Committee to the Council on Aging.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions or concerns? All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Thank you. That motion passes. And that is all the motions I have this evening, and I would like to call for an adjournment at 7:19 PM.
We need a second?
Second.
Thank you. We are adjourned at 7:19 PM.
Council Reynolds, we need a vote?
All those in favor of adjourning at 7:19 PM?
Aye.
Thank you. We are adjourned at 7:19 PM.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Angelo?
I call the Personnel, Veterans, and Human Services Committee to order at 7:19. Members of this committee include myself, Council Waterman, and Council Blair. Tonight we have 3 pieces of business. From the docket of January 4th, 2022, I entertain a motion to accept the donation to the Veterans Office of $200 in Stop and Shop gift cards from an anonymous source.
Second.
Motion's in order. This is a wonderful donation to our Veterans Office. Any questions, comments?
Important.
All right. Any further questions? Hearing none, we can vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? All right, none. Motion passes. For the docket of January 4th, 2022, I entertain a motion to accept a generous donation from the National Society of Daughters of the American Revolution to the Veterans Services Office. The donation includes $80 in Shaw's gift cards, $100 in Walmart gift cards, 10 handmade scarves, 5 hats, and 25 signed holiday cards.
Second.
Motion is in order. It's another wonderful donation to the Veterans Office, and thank you to the National Society of the Daughters of the American Revolution. Any questions, comments? All right. Hearing none, we can vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. From the docket of January 4th, 2022, pursuant to Section 1-14 of the revised ordinance of the City of Attleboro, the following. Following reappointment was not administered the oath of office within the 30-day timeframe. I therefore entertain a motion to approve the following reappointment. Jason Giddle to the Planning Board for a 5-year term that expires January 2026.
Second.
Motion is in order. Jason is an experienced part of the Planning Board, and we're lucky to have him to continue to serve. Any questions, comments, concerns?
I think we're going to see more of these come down given the pandemic. I think, Council Waterman, when you were Chair of Personnel, Veterans, Human Services, you probably saw a couple of these. So just kind of as a
Yes.
heads up, I'd expect a few of these.
Yes.
Great, thank you.
All right, any further questions or comments or concerns?
No.
All right, hearing none, we can vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, motion passes. That concludes the business for the Personnel, Veterans, and Human Services Committee. I move to adjourn at 7:22.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good job, nice job.
We're adjourned.
Good job on your first committee.
Yeah, that's awesome.
7:22.
Councilor DeSimone.
All right. Yes, thank you. I'd like to call Ordinances, Elections, and Legislative Matters Committee to order at 7:23, please. Present are myself, Councilors Bennett and Holmes. We have 2 things I'd like to vote on. I have rather 2 things I'd like to vote on this evening, but I just want to apprise you of where I'm at in terms of the committee. I'd like to, at some point, perhaps at the next committee meeting, read out and Diana, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we read out before the proposed amendments to Chapter 16. Is that accurate?
That's accurate, yes.
Okay, so I'd like to read those out and get those moving. I'm contemplating whether we need a lot of time to do that, to warrant a meeting outside of committee. Do either one of you have any suggestions or comments? Do you want to meet early to do that? It's about 4 pages. I don't think it'll get too long, but
That should be fine.
you want to read it in committee at the normal time, next committee meeting?
Yes, that'll be fine.
Okay, all right, fair enough. We shall proceed accordingly on that. And just to apprise you of other things, in terms of the other matters in the committee, I'm researching a number of them to determine the best course of action to take. So I'll refrain from discussing those further until I have some more information. However, for the purposes of tonight's meeting, I'd like to propose 2 items be stricken. In particular, I entertain a motion to strike the following from the docket of May 18th, 2021. Pursuant to 940 CMR 2910A2, adoption of remote participation. Remote participation in meetings of public bodies is not permitted unless the mayor, as chief executive officer, as defined in MGL Chapter 4, Section 7, authorizes remote participation in accordance with requirements of 940 CMR 2910. This authorization applies to all subsequent meetings of all local public bodies in that municipality. No independent action is required by any other municipal entity.
Second.
Thank you, Diana. Councilor Bennett, you were not here, but Diana, you recall that the mayor did in fact authorize this. It is my understanding that there's no further action that we can take on this matter. So I think it's fair and appropriate to strike it. Diana, you have any thoughts or concerns on that?
No, I agree.
Okay. So all those in favor of striking that particular item?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. Second, I entertain a motion to strike the following from the docket of May 18th, 2021. 4 letters of support and 2 letters against the Wetland Protection Ordinance amendments on the clerk's communication of May 4th, 2021.
Second.
Thank you, Diana. As we know, that piece of business is no longer before us, so I don't think we need to continue to carry these. There will, of course, be in the record in any event, record relating to the proposed ordinance. Comments, thoughts, concerns about striking? None. Good. All those in favor of striking?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion passes. Either of you have any questions, comments, concerns about other items in the docket that you want to bring to my attention? No? All right. President DeLucio, may I address Councilor Conti on an item that he submitted to this committee?
It is your committee, so you are free to do as you please, my friend.
Thank you very much. Councilor Conti, you had submitted a while back a piece of business about Chapter 928 regarding, strike that, Chapter 9, Section 28.1, regarding utility pole placement. Can you enlighten me and the committee about, I don't know what that means, what you're intending?
Utilities have a right by the governor to put a telephone utility pole wherever they wish. And yet they appear in front of the council for approval, to put it down. We had a incident on Rathburn Willard Drive where a very large silver pole was placed at the entrance to Highland Park, or the Highland Estates there, and the residents were all up in arms that it was ugly, and the utility said, well, it's needed, and that was the end of that discussion. I got in touch with the utility trying to get that pole covered with a contact paper-like design of a tree trunk so that it would at least blend in with the landscape, and got absolutely nowhere. So this new business was more an expression of frustration, Counselor, than anything else. And frankly, I don't think it has any merit or worthy of the council's attention, so I encourage you to strike it.
Okay. I'll probably wait to do so till the next meeting, but thank you for that, Councilor Conti. All right, I think that concludes all the business of the Ordinances, Elections, and Legislative Affairs Committee for this evening, so I'd entertain a motion to adjourn at 7:28.
Second?
Thank you, Diana. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Next will be budget. Oh, zoning, I'm sorry.
Zoning Land Use Committee's canceled this evening, thank you.
Thank you.
Budget.
I'd like to call to order the Budget and Appropriations Committee at 7:28. On the committee is myself, Counselor Holmes, Counselor Conti, and we have two items of business tonight. The first one, from the docket of January 4th, 2022, I entertain a motion to transfer $1,200 from account 1124100-578300 Citywide Reserve Fund for transfer to account 1161100053215 Clerk Staff Development to fund employees' fee to attend Clerks Association Winter and Summer Conferences.
Second.
Motion is in order. As people may know, we have a new clerk, and this is to attend some training, and I encourage people to support it. Any further questions? Councilor Conti.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Speaking as a department head for a large city in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I want to impress upon my counselors that everything is complicated. That those who have not investigated the role of the clerk in the city of Attleboro have much to learn. The theme song of the department should be Avril Lavigne's "Why Does Everything Have to Be So Complicated?" That the importance of education of the staff cannot be underemphasized. We should support this completely, and also should encourage any other department that has new staff to expand and further their education to be more efficient and accurate in their daily routines. And that completes my comment.
Thank you, Councilor Conti. Any other comments? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. And from the docket of January 4th, 2022, I entertain a motion to rescind vote number 36 on December 7th, 2021, and vote to appropriate $27,494.96 from account 1000-359-000, undesignated fund balance, free cash, general government, to the following: $5,395.42 to account 1141100-558330 assessor copiers, $7,109.30 to account 1146100-558330 collector copiers, and $14,990.24 to account 1210100-558330 police copiers. The December 7th, 2021 vote had the appropriation amount of $27,949.96.
Second.
Motion is in order. This is to rescind the appropriation of $27,949 and change that to be $27,494, basically $500 less. The values specified for the copiers in the individual line items were correct. It was just a when they were added up, the numbers were just transposed. So it's just changing the total amount and reducing it by $500. Any further questions? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. That concludes the business for budget and appropriation. Move to adjourn at 7:32.
Second.
Motion's in order. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we are adjourned at 7:32.
Council Bennett with traffic.
I call the Traffic and Transportation Committee to order at 7:32. Committee members present, myself, Councilor Dolan, and Councilor DeSimone. Councilor Dolan and Councilor DeSimone are attending remotely. We have one item of business for tonight from the docket of November 16th, 2021. I entertain a motion to approve the amendment regarding Section 10-5.2A of the revised ordinances of the City of Attleboro to extend the no parking to corner area from 25 to 100 feet on southbound side of Frank Mossberg Drive at Extension Street.
Second.
At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Councilor DeSimone, the prior chair of the committee, if you have any comments.
None. Glad to be moving this to closure.
Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, we'll now take a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. That concludes the business for the Transportation and Traffic Committee. We'll now adjourn at, a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned at 7:34.
Well done.
Very well done.
I'd like to call the Capital Improvement City Development Committee order at 7:34, I'm sorry. Sitting on this committee are Councilor Cobus as the vice chair and Councilor Reynolds. I have several matters to bring before you this evening and some important discussions. Number one, the capital improvement plan for 2022 through 2029 is out. I have not received my copy yet. I'll pick it up tomorrow morning around 6:30 at City Hall, but I assume that they're all in your councilor boxes. And I encourage Councilor Cobus and Councilor Councilor Reynolds to spend some time with that over the next 2 weeks so that the next time we have a committee meeting, we can lay down a plan of attack. So, in addition to that, I have from the docket of January 4th, 2022, I entertain a motion to approve the Attleboro Historic Commission to seek a consultant to assist in the ranking of the city's existing historic resources inventory that is included in the inventory of Massachusetts Historical Commission. This consultant fee is expected to be approximately $10,008.
Second.
Second.
Councilor Reynolds, thank you. So, those of you who are new to the council may not even know that we have a historical commission, but it's been in place since the 70s. It was started by a woman named Mrs. Phillips, and currently the chair of the historical commission is a woman named Marion Wrightington, who's been the chair since the 1990s. I thought you should know what the purpose and object of the historical commission is, so I'd like to read it to you from their bylaws. The purpose and object of the commission shall be to identify and document the historical assets of the city of Attleboro and to preserve and promote such historical assets, and to cooperatively seek to coordinate the activities of unofficial bodies organized for similar purposes, and to perform such other functions as may be set forth in the enabling legislation. So the purpose of the commission is to identify, and number one, to identify and document the historical assets of the city, and this has not been done since 1985. In 1985, there was a grant given and a joint funding by the city to do a intense project that took a staff an entire year to document the historical assets of the city, and what they found were 603 properties throughout our borders. Since 1985, there have been many properties that have been demolished or destroyed or altered beyond historical significance. But there's also been discovery of a lot of additional sites that were not known in 1985. And so that number is expected to have grown from 603 to about 800. But we don't know because the Historical Commission does not annually keep up this inventory. They can only catch what is made known to them. The Historical Commission doesn't have a budget in the city budget. I would recommend that they do, because without a budget, they are severely handicapped in enacting their bylaws. The Historical Commission in the past has done some significant things, the most recent being the Larry Fitton exhibit in the Registry of Deeds. It's right in the main entrance when you walk in off to the right. And that was through the cooperation of the Attleboro High School Arts Department to build the shelving, and a whole bunch of other people that also got involved. This study, to be done by the Public Archaeology Laboratory in Rhode Island, is in coordination with one going on in North Attleboro. So both North Attleboro and Attleboro are doing it at the same time. And what they hope to uncover, or what they suspect, is that in addition to 16 areas that have historical importance, 718 individual resources and 8 post-contact archaeological sites and 71 pre-contact archaeological sites. Very interesting. So they put together this proposal, and I'll make it available to all councilors if you wish to read it. They break it right down to the number of hours and the number of people that are going to be involved in getting the survey done. And I highly encourage its passage, and I'll entertain any comments or questions. I'm looking at a very small screen, and I see Councilor Delicio, hand up.
Thank you, Chair Conti. So thank you for bringing this out. Marion Reddington approached me several weeks ago with the idea of this. We spoke with the mayor. The mayor suggested we bring it down through new business, so I'm very happy to see this coming out of committee. I appreciate the background on that, because I think it's important to understand exactly what this ask is for, so thank you for bringing that out.
Well, Councilor, you know, I wasn't in support of the senior center study because I thought it was pretty obvious. This is a lot different. This has some meaningful result that I think is going to contribute to the duty of the Historical Commission. Any other comments or questions? I don't see the full horseshoe, so I can't see if anyone has their hands up.
They do
But I
not.
see none, so seeing none, the motion's in order and I'll call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes unanimously. From the docket of January 4th, 2022, I entertain a motion to transfer $60,000 from account 1124100-578-380 Citywide Reserve Fund for Capital to account 1124100-599-300 Citywide Reserve for Capital Fund, and to further transfer that $60,000 from account 1124100-599-300 Citywide Transfer to Capital Fund to account 3433-499-000 Willett Facade, other financing sources for costs associated with Willett Elementary School facade repair.
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Reynolds. The Willett School, which was built back in the 80s, was built with a flaw in the front facade, which has been deteriorating since its construction. And it has been accelerating in time, as most capital failures do. This has been trying to get patched and repaired by several different contractors over the years with nothing but failure. So this is an attempt to actually put an end to a persistent problem and preserve the building for future students. Are there any comments or questions? Seeing none, the motion's in order. I'll call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, motion passes unanimously. From the docket of January 4th, 2022, I entertain a motion to appropriate $600,000 from account 1000-359000, General Fund Undesignated Fund Balance General Government, to Fund 3432 APS flooring for costs associated with carpet and tile removal and replacement of the following buildings: Hill Roberts Elementary School, Hyman Find Elementary School, Willett Elementary School, Coelho Middle School, Brennan Middle School, and Wamsutta Middle School.
Second.
Second.
Councilor Cobus, thank you for the second. I believe that the expected life for a carpet to be less than 15 years in a commercial application. Yet, The carpeting in these schools is between 18 and 45 years old. I don't think I need to say anything more, other than the schools get heavy use, and this project should be executed as a normal capital improvement. Should have been done years ago when it was obvious that they needed to be repaired. That concludes my comments, but I'll open it up for any comments or questions. Seeing none, the motion's in order. I'll call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes unanimously. From the docket of December 21st, no, we're going to hold on that. I do want to discuss with you one final thing, and that is the paving of the school parking lots, which was brought before me to bring forward to you tonight, and I'm not going to do that because concurrently with the paving of these parking lots in these schools is a project to construct some solar panels to work as also protection for automobiles. So they're kind of like solar panel garages, which are going to be on top of the pavement. And it's not clear now whether or not the solar panels should be installed before the paving is done, or whether or not the paving can be done and there's minimal disruption when the solar panels are installed. So until I get an answer to that question, and it's already being worked on, I'm going to just hold that for another 2 weeks. I don't think it's going to seriously impact the project or the school by delaying the bidding process by 2 weeks. I just would like to know whether or not we should be putting in the solar cells first and the paving the parking afterwards, so that we can make that conditional of our motion. Are there any other comments from committee members or councilors regarding capital improvements, city development?
Councilor Conti.
Yes.
So, thank you. As I was reading and reviewing with Madam Clerk and Virginia on the first motion, I would suggest we remove the second because there's no account from which the $10,008 is to come from, nor go to. So I think that's something that we can just take a look at and perhaps either meet before next week's meeting or wait until the 25th. But there needs to be...
Very well. Councilor Kovas, are you willing to withdraw your second?
Councilor Reynolds had seconded it.
Oh, sorry, Councilor Reynolds.
Yes,
Thank
I
you.
can.
I'll mark it as second withdrawn. Thank you, Councilor Delacio. That's a good catch.
Thank you.
So, seeing nothing further, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. I declare the Capital Improvement City Development Committee adjourned at 7:46. Thank you.
Councilor Dolan, you're up. You're up, Councilor Dolan.
Oh, I thought I heard somebody speaking. I'd like to call the Public Works Committee to order at 7:46. Sitting on this committee is myself, Councilor Blair, and Councilor Angelo. I have 5 motions this evening. From the docket of January 4th, 2022, I entertain a motion to appropriate $65,000 from account 6000-359000 wastewater enterprise fund retained earnings to account 6000-587-044 wastewater enterprise fund replacement truck to purchase a 2022 F-350 pickup with utility body, 5,000 watt inverter, lighting, lettering, and 2-way radio for the wastewater department.
Second.
Thank you. So, this is to replace a 2008 F-350 with 122,000 miles on it. And they'll be using this vehicle. It tows heavy equipment, excuse me, and it's used for the collection system employees for the daily maintenance and responsibilities of the sewer mains and the remote pumping stations. Does anybody have any questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Just know that I can't see you guys, so please speak up if you'd like to say something. Thank you. From the docket of January 4th, 2022, I entertain a motion to appropriate $27,500 from account 6000-359000, wastewater enterprise fund retained earnings to account 6000-558090, wastewater enterprise fund supplies other to purchase 5 E1 grinder pumps for a number of homes that cannot tie into the sewer due to elevation issues.
Second.
Thank you. So this is, I mean, it basically says what it is. There's certain houses that the gravity doesn't work and they need to tie in, and it's our responsibility to purchase these grinders. They're responsible for paying for installment. And I guess they take a long time to order, so we always like to have some on hand because this can delay like a closing of a home or something like that. So we like to have a few on hand from what Tom Hayes told me. Does anybody have any questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I can't seem to hear anybody in chambers.
They voted yes.
Oh, thank you. Motion passes. From the docket of January 4th, 2022, I entertain a motion to transfer $6,400 from account 112410000-578300 Citywide Reserve Fund for transfer to account 1650100-521010 Park Heating to replenish funds used to repair the PTO clutch on the Park Department Kubota tractor.
Second.
Thank you. So this one is pretty self-explanatory. They just have to replenish the funds that they took to repair the Kubota. Does anybody have any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 You got
Am
all,
I the only one that can't hear chambers?
I don't
No,
hear
Counsel,
anything.
I cannot hear them either.
I cannot hear them either.
Nor can I, nor can I.
Okay.
We're working on it.
If somebody in chambers can hear us, can you wave?
Jim Jones is working on it.
Thank you. I'll
Is that-
just sit tight
is
for
that
a
better?
second.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Do you want to vote again?
Do you want to vote again?
So this is on the 6,400 to replenish the funds. I heard the second from Council Blair. All those in favor?
Aye.
Great, motion passes. From the docket of January 4th, 2022, I entertain a motion to transfer $4,950 from account 1124100-578300 Citywide Reserve Fund for transfer to the following: $3,090.
that's supposed to be 3 million? Can't be.
No. Should be 3,950.
Sorry, I just lost my video for a second. I don't think, hold on a second, I don't think this amount. I don't have the breakdown on my backup documents for this.
Counselor Dolan, you want me to read it?
What do you have for a dollar amount on that?
Well, I think it's a Scribner's error. It says 3,959,059. Yeah, got a lot of zeros in it.
All right, yeah, so yeah, the math works out, so it's 3,000, let me start again. I entertain a motion to transfer $4,950 from account 1124100057830 Citywide Reserve Fund
That's
for
for
transfer
zero.
to the following: $3,900 $50 to account 129210005212020 animal control lights and power, and $1,000 to account 1292100052411 animal control building maintenance. These funds are needed to replenish the funds used for a water heater replacement at the animal shelter.
Second.
Thank you. Was that Counselor Angelo?
Yes.
Thank you. So again, this is just, they're replenishing the funds that they use to replace the water heater at the animal shelter. Does anybody have any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. And my last motion from the docket of January 4th, 2022, I entertain a motion to transfer $213.70 from account 11241000578,350 citywide reserve fund, citywide reserve for labor negotiations to account 142010005130001 DPW lump sum retro to pay a DPW employee contractual lump sum retro payment.
Second.
Thank you. So this is a prorated amount for an employee that was, that got a promotion, that's no longer union. So this is like it was like $500, so this is for like a six-month period. Does anybody have any questions? All those in favor?
Aye. We all said aye.
Oh, I hear you now. Thank you. Motion passes, and that's all the business I have for the Public Works Committee. I'd like to call for an adjournment at 7:55.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.
I would like to call the License Committee to order. And sitting on this committee is Councilor Dolan, myself, and Councilor DeSimone. And I just have one motion this evening. And from the docket of December 21st, 2022, I would entertain a motion to approve the Class 2 license renewal from R&D Auto Sales at 116 Dickens Street with 5 customer and 8 display spaces. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Thank you. Everything was in order. I met with the owner. The owner's looking forward to reopening his business. He hasn't been open for a couple months. But the customer display spaces were the correct number. And are there any questions or discussion? Yes, Councilor DeSimone.
Yeah, so my first question is, how come he hasn't been open?
He was waiting to see what we were going to say about his license. And there may have been some personal reasons I didn't ask him.
Council Waterman, if I may?
Yes.
The reason they weren't open is their license expired on December 31st.
Were you able to hear that?
I was, but I was under the impression it was also prior to that. Is that incorrect?
Yeah, he told me he had not been open since sometime in early November.
So he hasn't been open since early November?
Not to my knowledge, no. But he plans to reopen now, should we vote positive for this license.
And
Yes, go ahead. More questions.
Ty, any additional information from either the Rhode Island Registry or anything new in regard to consumer issues or other possible problems?
No, not at this time. I've not heard from Rhode Island. And the only new piece of information is that his sister will be the bookkeeper.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Councilor Dolan.
So I assume, so I haven't heard anything from Rhode Island or anybody else. I assume they would still probably reach out to me because I'm sure that they don't know that the license chair has changed hands. And so I'll be voting in favor to renew his license. And I know I may have spoken a lot last time we had this discussion. I know you all received his email. You received the checklist that he'll be doing on every car sale that he'll have attached to every sale that he performs. And again, like I said, I'll be voting in favor for his renewal because for several reasons. I'm not, from the Rhode Island DMV, they released him from any restrictions from registering vehicles because they really had no reason to do so other than waiting for us to see what would happen with his license. He has not, I've driven by a couple times to see if he was there, and because I told him, I'm like, you know, once your license expires, you have nothing until we either approve or disapprove your renewal. So the couple times that I did drive by, nobody was there. I have been in touch with them, and you know, and also for the reason of you know, this being a small business, him having a family to take care of in the climate that we're in right now. And again, you know, so I'll be supporting his renewal, and you know, I hope that he will be a good steward to this second chance if he's afforded one. And if not, then shame on me. But tonight I'll be voting in favor for his license renewal. Thank you, Councilor Waterman.
Thank you. Are there any other matters of discussion on this? I would just say that I basically echo your comments, and that I do believe that he is sincere and plans to run a good, solid, fair business. So with
If I
that,
may. Ty?
hello?
Councilor
I
DeSimone
just
has,
want, I
Oh,
want to follow
Councilor
up that
DeSimone, sorry, didn't hear you.
Oh, thank you, Ty. I want to just follow up on Councilor Dolan's comments, which I fully appreciate, but I had expressed concerns in the previous matter, and this is a tough one for me, because some of the things that were alleged to have happened are pretty serious. However, I am inclined to vote in favor because of the current economic context we're in, that this is someone's livelihood in their current economic situation, and because he has dependents, a family, and I understand children. But I sincerely hope that he abides by the things that he said he would do in this chance, because as far as I'm concerned, this will be the last yes he gets from me if there's any other issues that come up in the future. So, thank you, Ty.
You're welcome. Thank you. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Vote passes 3-0. I would like to move to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. I would call for an adjournment then, and this concludes the business of the License Committee. We'll meet at the next appropriate time.
thank you, everyone. Before we arise from recess, we're going to take about a 5-minute break. I do want to just remind everyone to please get your committee reports if you're in person, signed to Virginia, and then by the end of the meeting, let's make sure that we have the signed committee reports to Virginia, where you get the, Madam Clerk has it held up, where we have your signature and the members of your committee if they're present. Thank you, and we'll continue the recess right now. Thank you. This municipal council meeting back to order at 8:07. At this time, I would like to move to approve the minutes of November 9th and November 16th.
Second.
Thank you, Council Holmes. And we will be doing a roll call vote, beginning with Mr. Waterman?
Yes.
With Mr. Waterman.
Thank you very much. Mr. Waterman?
Here.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Do you want a yes?
Thank you.
Point of order, just so we're clear what we're voting, this is to approve the minutes of November 9th and November 16th.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ms. Dolan?
Yes.
Mr. Conti?
Yes.
Ms. Bennett?
Yes.
Vice President Cobus?
Yes.
Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone?
Yes.
Mr. Angelo?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
11 yeas, no nays. Oh, I'm sorry, missing you again, Jay. President Delicio, thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
And now we will go on to a reading of the mayor's communication. And tonight, just given it is the first of the term, it's a relatively lengthy communication. We will just assign them, and I'll just go through and do that, or do you want to do that, Madam Clerk? Okay.
Thank you.
So what we'll do on the, if you have a printed copy of the communication or a electronic one, I'll just read the number of the business that's on that document and what committee it's going into. 1, personnel. 2, traffic. 3, personnel. 4, public safety. 5, public works. 6, DPW. 7, public safety. 8, public safety. And Council Blair, would you like to call for a public hearing on February 1st?
Yes, Mr. President.
Okay. Give me a second.
Second.
Okay. A motion is in order. Any discussion? This is for a loan order for an ambulance. Okay. Madam Clerk?
Yes. We'll have a roll call vote, beginning with Mr. Blair.
Mr. Blair?
Excuse me. You said
Yeah, we're voting on the public hearing.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Thank
You
you.
lost me.
Yep, no worries. Again,
Ms. Reynolds, oops, excuse me, go ahead, Mr. President.
yep, just so everyone's clear, we're voting on a public hearing on February 21st on the purchase, on the loan order for the ambulance.
Thank you. Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Angelo?
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone?
Yes.
Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
Vice President Cobus?
Yes.
Ms. Bennett?
Yes.
Mr. Conti?
Yes.
Ms. Dolan?
Yes.
Mr. Waterman?
Yes.
President Delicio?
Yes.
11 yeas, no nays.
Thank you. Motion passes. We'll have a public hearing on February 1st. Going back to the mayor's communication, number 9, city property and claims. Number 10, personnel, veterans and human services. Number 11, public safety. Number 12, public safety. Number 13, public safety. Number 14 is an FYI announcing Councilor Bennett will be stepping down from her position on the Municipal Building Commission, so thank you for your service. Number 15, personnel. Number 16, capital improvement. 17, ordinances. Number 18, budget. Number 19, personnel. Number 20, city property and claims. We will now move on to a reading of the clerk's communication, and I will recognize Madam Clerk Jackson.
Thank you, Mr. President. We just have one communication. It's a communication from the Director of Planning, Gary Arasian, regarding the submission to the Council of the proposed capital improvement program fiscal year 2023 to 2037.
And that will go to capital improvements.
Okay, thank you. That is all I have.
Thank you. That is all we have. We will now go to committee reports, and I will recognize Councilor Waterman.
Okay. Reporting from the docket of December 21st, 2022. I would like to entertain a motion to approve Class 2 license renewal from R&D Auto Sales at 116 Dickens Street with 5 customer and 8 display cases,
Second.
spaces.
Thank you. The motion is in order. Any discussion?
Everything is set up and ready and in order for him to resume his business, should he get this license. The correct number of cars are in the correct number of customer and display spaces.
All right, thank you, Councilor Waterman. Councilor Conti, did you have your hand raised?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I will not be supporting this measure because I do not find this person to be a proper person to hold the license in the city of Attleboro. And the legal advice we get from our city solicitor is that we must state a reason why. My reason why is that I do not believe this man is in good health to be able to properly administer a business. In my history on the city council in 12 years, we have had on occasion a dealer come in front of the council for questioning, but never have we had a dealer come twice in front of the council for questioning. So fool us once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. The other way around, however it works. I'm not waiting for a third time. I don't believe this man should be in the position he's in, and I will not support his license, and that concludes my comments.
Thank you, Mr. Conti. Mrs. Dolan? You're muted, Councilor Dolan.
Sorry.
No worries.
I understand Council Conti's point, but we're not doctors. We can't determine what someone's health is in their ability to run the business. I know that he's speaking regarding the letter that Mr. Martinez wrote to us. So I get where you're coming from, but, and might I add, we've had several issues with other businesses that have come before us, and we all know that there's a reason why that more didn't come before this council previously, because licenses was a difficult committee. So I think maybe these past couple terms, we might have flushed some stuff out that maybe could have been flushed out years prior. That concludes my comments. Thank you.
Any other questions, thoughts, or concerns? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call vote beginning with
Mr. Waterman.
Mr. Waterman.
Yes.
Ms. Dolan.
Yes.
Mr. Conti.
No.
Ms. Bennett.
Yes.
Vice President Kobus.
No.
Ms. Holmes.
Yes.
Bear with me, everybody. Ms. DeSimone.
Yes.
Mr. Angelo.
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds.
Yes.
Mr. Blair.
Yes.
9 yeas, 2 nays.
Madam Clerk.
Excuse me, oops, President Delicio.
No.
9 yeas, 3 nays, and 8 yeas.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
And that concludes the business of the License Committee. We'll meet at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. Councilor Dolan.
Thank you. From the docket of January 4th, 2022, I entertain a motion to appropriate $65,000 from account wastewater enterprise fund retained earnings to wastewater enterprise fund replacement truck to purchase a 2022 F-350 pickup truck with utility body, 5,000 watt inverter, lighting, lettering, and two-way radio for the wastewater department.
Second.
Any comments, Councilor Dolan?
I don't think so. I think I covered it in committee.
Any additional questions, thoughts, concerns? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call vote, beginning with Councilor Blair.
Mr. Blair,
Yes.
bear with me. This isn't in the right order. Ms. Reynolds,
Yes.
Mr. Angelo,
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone,
Yes,
Ms. Holmes,
Yes.
Vice President Cobus,
Yes.
Ms. Bennett,
Yes.
Mr. Conti,
Yes.
Ms. Dolan,
Yes.
Mr. Waterman,
Yes.
President Delicio.
Yes,
11 yeas, 0 nays, motion passes.
motion passes, thank you.
Go.
From the docket of January 4th, 2022, I entertain a motion to appropriate $27,500 from account wastewater enterprise fund retained earnings to account wastewater enterprise fund supplies other to purchase 5 E1 grinder pumps for a number of homes that cannot tie into the sewer due to elevation issues.
Second.
Thank you, motion is on, or any comments?
I don't think so. I think I explained it in committee.
Any other questions, thoughts, concerns? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call vote, beginning with Councilor Waterman.
Yes.
Mr. Waterman,
Sorry. Yes again.
thank you. Ms. Dolan,
Yes.
Mr. Conti,
Yes.
Ms. Bennett,
Yes.
Vice President Cobus,
Yes.
Ms. Holmes,
Yes.
that's 4. Ms. DeSimone,
yes,
Mr. Angelo,
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds,
Yes.
Mr. Blair,
Yes.
President Delicio.
Yes,
11 yeas, no nays.
motion passes.
From
Council,
the docket of January 4th, 2022, I entertain a motion to transfer $6,400 from account citywide reserve fund for transfer to account park heating to replenish funds used to repair the PTO clutch on the park department Kubota tractor.
Second.
thank you, motion is order. Any other comments?
None.
Any other comments, questions, concerns? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call vote, beginning with Councilor Blair.
Mr. Blair,
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds,
Yes.
Mr. Angelo,
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone,
yes,
Ms. Holmes,
Yes.
Vice President Cobus,
Yes.
Ms. Bennett,
Yes.
Mr. Conti,
Yes.
Ms. Dolan,
Yes.
Mr. Waterman,
Yes.
President Delicio.
Yes,
11 yeas, 0 nays.
thank you, motion passes.
From the docket of January 4th, 2022, I entertain a motion to transfer $4,950 from citywide reserve fund for transfer account to the following: $3,950 to animal control lights and power, $1,000 to account animal control building maintenance. These funds are needed to replenish the funds used for a water heater replacement at the animal shelter.
Second.
Thank you, motion is in order. Any comments?
None.
Any additional comments on the floor? Seeing none, a roll call vote is required with Council Waterman.
Mr. Waterman,
Yes.
Ms. Dolan,
Yes.
Mr. Conti,
Yes.
Ms. Bennett,
Yes.
Vice President Cobus,
Yes.
Ms. Holmes,
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone,
yes,
Mr. Angelo,
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds,
Yes.
Mr. Blair,
Yes.
President Delicio.
Yes,
11 yeas, 0 nays.
motion passes.
And finally, from the January 4th, 2022 docket, I enter a motion to transfer $213.70 from account citywide reserve for labor negotiations to account DPW lump sum retro to pay a DPW employee a contractual lump sum retro payment.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Cobus. Motion is in order. Any comments?
None.
Any additional comments? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call vote, beginning with Councilor Blair.
Mr. Blair,
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds,
Yes.
Mr. Angelo,
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone,
yes,
Ms. Holmes,
Yes.
Vice President Cobus,
Yes.
Ms. Bennett,
Yes.
Mr. Conti,
Yes.
Ms. Dolan,
Yes.
Mr. Waterman,
Yes.
President Delicio.
Yes.
11 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you, motion passes.
And that's all the business I have for Public Works Committee, and I'd like to call for our committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you, Councilor Dolan. Councilor Conti.
Thank you, Mr. President. Reporting for the Capital Improvements and City Development Committee, we have one motion to bring before the council this evening, and it is from the docket of January 4th, 2022. I move to appropriate $600,000 from account 1000-359, 000 General Fund Undesignated Fund Balance General Government to Fund 3432, APS Flooring, for costs associated with carpet and tile removal and replacement in the following buildings: Hill Roberts Elementary School, Hyman Find Elementary School, Willett Elementary School, Coelho Middle School, Brennan Middle School, and Wamsutta Middle School.
Second.
Thank you, Vice President Cobus. Motion is in order. Any comments?
No, Mr. President, we discussed this about 10 minutes ago.
Okay. Any additional comments? Seeing none, we will have a roll call vote, beginning with Councilor Waterman.
Mr. Waterman,
Yes.
Ms. Dolan,
Yes.
Mr. Conti,
Yes.
Ms. Bennett,
Yes.
Vice President Cobus,
Yes.
Ms. Holmes,
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone,
Yes.
Mr. Angelo,
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds,
Yes.
Mr. Blair,
Yes.
President Delicio.
Yes.
11 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Mr. President. That concludes the business that the Capital Improvements and City Development Committee has to bring before the council this evening. We look forward to a meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you, Councilor Conti.
And if I may,
Yes.
and it's up to Councilor Conti, but did we want to vote on the Willett Facade money that we voted out of committee? It's obviously your call, but
It's certainly Councilor Conti's call, and just as a reminder, if you needed to, we can vote on it
Fair
next
enough.
Tuesday as well. We have a full meeting next Tuesday. I'll leave that up to you, Councilor Conti.
I think that's what he said he was holding that. Is that the blacktop?
No.
He's muted.
Rick, you need-
Yes, I'm sorry. I see that there was split on my page, and I missed it at the top.
Okay.
And I misunderstood it for, so can I withhold my adjournment, Mr. President, and can I continue?
Of course, please.
Thank you for your permission. From the docket of January 4th, 2022, I move to transfer $60,000 from account Citywide Reserve Fund for Capital to account Citywide Transfer to Capital Fund, and to further transfer that $60,000 from the Citywide Transfer to Capital Fund to account Willett's Facade, other financing sources for costs associated with Willett Elementary School facade repair.
second.
Motion is in order. Any additional comments?
Good to get it done, and thank you, Councilor Cobus, for catching this. We just talked about it 12 minutes ago. I have no further comments.
Thank you, Councilor Conti. Any additional comments?
A point of order. In the paper, it says 50.
No, it says 60.
Okay,
My
mine's
documents say 60,000.
Nope,
fine. Mine's wrong then.
no worries. As you work. We'll have a roll call vote beginning with Councilor Waterman.
Councilor
Yes.
Blair. Excuse me.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, is it Councilor Blair? Sorry,
That's okay.
Councilor Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Blair? Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Angelo?
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone?
Yes.
Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
Vice President Cobus?
Yes.
Ms. Bennett?
Yes.
Mr. Conti?
Yes.
Ms. Dolan?
Yes.
Mr. Waterman?
Yes.
And President Delicio.
Yes.
11 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm certain that that concludes the business that the Capital Improvements and City Development has to bring before the council this evening. So we do look forward to our next meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you, Councilor Conti. Councilor Bennett.
One motion for the Traffic and Transportation Committee this evening. I move to approve the amendment regarding Section 10-5.2A of the revised ordinances of the City of Attleboro to extend the no parking to corner area from 25 to 100 feet on southbound side of Frank Mossberg Drive at Extension Street.
Second.
Thank you. Motion is in order. Any comments, Councilor Bennett?
This item was brought just a short time ago with the committee. There were no concerns raised. This was at a public hearing on December 21st.
Any additional comments? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call vote, this time beginning with Councilor Waterman.
We're having fun, aren't we?
Yeah, we're learning the ropes.
Mr. Waterman?
Yes.
Ms. Dolan?
Yes.
Mr. Conti?
Yes.
Ms. Bennett?
Yes.
Vice President Cobus?
Yes.
Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
This is where I'm going to get all messed up. Ms. DeSimone?
Yes.
Mr. Angelo?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
President
You forgot
Delicio? Oops, oh, Ms. Reynolds, sorry.
Yes.
Thank you. President Delicio?
Yes.
Thank you. 11 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you. Motion passes.
That concludes the business of the Traffic and Transportation Committee. I'd like to call a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you, Councilor Bennett. And Vice President Cobus.
Thank you. Reporting for Budget and Appropriations Committee, I have 2 items tonight. From the docket of January 4th, 2022, I move to transfer $1,200 from account Citywide Reserve Fund for transfer to account Clerk Staff Development to fund employees' fee to attend Clerk Association's winter and summer conferences.
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Holmes. Motion is in order. Any additional comments?
Covered it in committee and encourage people to support it.
Any additional comments? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call vote beginning with Councilor Blair.
Councilor Blair?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Angelo?
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone?
Yes.
Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
Vice President Cobus?
Yes.
Ms. Bennett?
Yes.
Mr. Conti?
Yes.
Ms. Dolan?
Yes.
Mr. Waterman?
Yes.
President Delicio?
Yes.
11 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you. From the docket of January 4th, 2022, I move to rescind vote number 36 on December 7th, 2021, and vote to appropriate $27,494.96 from account undesignated fund balance free cash general government to the following: $5,395.42 to account assessor copiers, $7,109.30 to account collector copiers, $14,990.24 to account police copiers. The December 7th, 2021 vote had the appropriation amount of $27,949.96.
Second.
Thank you. Motion is in order. Any additional comments?
This is just to correct the overall sum.
All right. Thank you. Any additional comments? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call vote beginning with Councilor Waterman.
Councilor Waterman?
Yes.
Councilor Dolan?
Yes.
Councilor Conti?
Yes.
Councilor Bennett?
Yes.
Vice President Cobus?
Yes.
Councilor Holmes?
Yes.
Councilor DeSimone?
Yes.
Councilor Angelo?
Yes.
Councilor Reynolds?
Yes.
Councilor Blair?
Yes.
President Delicio?
Yes.
11 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you. Motion passes.
That concludes the business for the Budget and Appropriations Committee, and I call for a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you, Vice President Cobus. Councilor Holmes with zoning and land use.
Thank you. There's no business this evening, but we'll call for a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. Councilor DeSimone.
Yes, reporting for ordinances, elections, and legislative matters. I have 2 items to bring forward this evening, if I may. I move to strike the following from the docket of May 18th, 2021, pursuant to 940 CMR 29.10A2, adoption of remote participation. Remote participation in meetings of public bodies is not permitted unless the mayor is chief executive officer, as defined in Mass General Law, Chapter 4, Section 7, authorizes remote participation in accordance with the requirements of 940 CMR 29.10. This authorization applies to all subsequent meetings of all local public bodies in that municipality. No independent action is required by any other municipal entity.
Second.
Thank you, Vice President Cobus. Motion is in order. Any comments?
No, none necessary, in my opinion.
Thank you. Any comments from the council? Seeing none, we will have a roll call vote beginning with Councilor Blair.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Angelo?
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone?
Yes.
Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
Vice President Cobus?
Yes.
Ms. Bennett?
Yes.
Mr. Conti?
Yes.
Ms. Dolan?
Yes.
Mr. Waterman?
Yes.
President Delicio?
Yes.
11 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you, motion passes.
Thank you. Next item, I move to strike the following from the docket of May 18th, 2021. 4 letters of support and 2 letters against the Wetland Protection Ordinance amendments on the clerk's communication of May 4, 2021.
Second.
Thank you, motion is in order. Any additional comments?
No, thank you.
Any additional comments? Seeing none, we'll have roll call vote beginning with Councilor Waterman.
Thank you. Mr. Waterman?
Yes.
Ms. Dolan?
Yes.
Mr. Conti?
Yes.
Ms. Bennett?
Yes.
Vice President Cobus?
Yes.
Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone?
Yes.
Mr. Angelo?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
President Delicio?
Yes.
11 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you, motion passes.
And that concludes the business of ordinances, elections, and legislative matters, and we look forward to a meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you, Councilor DeSimone. Councilor Angelo.
Thank you, President Delicio. Reporting for the Personnel, Veterans, and Human Services Committee, we have 3 items tonight. For the docket of January 4th, 2022, I move to accept a donation to the Veterans Office of $200 in Stop and Shop gift cards for an anonymous source.
Second.
Thank you, motion is in order. Any additional comments?
It's just another wonderful donation to the Veterans Office.
Okay, thank you. Any additional comments? We will have a roll call vote beginning with Councilor Blair.
Mr. Waterman?
Mr. Waterman. Okay, Mr. Waterman?
Yes.
Ms. Dolan?
Yes.
Mr. Conti?
Yes.
Ms. Bennett?
Yes.
Vice President Cobus?
Yes.
Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone?
Yes.
Mr. Angelo?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
President Delicio?
Yes.
11 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you, motion passes.
For the docket of January 4th, 2022, I move to accept the generous donations from the National Society of Daughters of the American Revolution to the Veterans Services Office. The donations include $80 in Shaw's gift cards, $100 in Walmart gift cards, 10 handmade scarves, 5 hats, and 25 signed holiday cards.
Second.
Thank you, motion is in order. Any comments?
Again, I want to thank the National Society of Daughters of the American Revolution.
Okay, any additional comments? We will have a roll call vote beginning with Councilor Blair.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Angelo?
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone?
Yes.
Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
Vice President Cobus?
Yes.
Ms. Bennett?
Yes.
Mr. Conti?
Yes.
Ms. Dolan?
Yes.
Mr. Waterman?
Yes.
President Delicio?
Yes.
11 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you, motion passes.
For the docket of January 4th, 2022, pursuant to Section 1-14 of the revised ordinances of the City of Attleboro, the following reappointment was not administered the oath of office within the 30-day timeframe. Therefore, I move to approve the following reappointment. Jason Giddle to the Planning Board for a 5-year term that expires February 2026.
Second.
Thank you, motion is in order. Any comments?
We're lucky to have Jason continue for another 5 years.
Okay, thank you. Any additional comments? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call vote beginning with Councilor Waterman.
Mr. Waterman?
Yes.
Ms. Dolan?
Yes.
Mr. Conti?
Yes.
Ms. Bennett?
Yes.
Vice President Cobus?
Yes.
Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone?
Yes.
Mr. Angelo?
Yes?
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
President Delicio?
Yes.
11 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you, motion passes.
That concludes the business of the Personal Veterans and Human Services Committee, and I call for a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. We will now recognize City Property and Claims and Councilor Reynolds.
Thank you. Reporting for City Property and Claims Committee from the docket of January 4th, 2022. I move to transfer $299 from Citywide Reserve Fund for transfer to Planning and Land Use Supplies Office Equipment to purchase a desk chair for a staff member in planning.
Second.
Thank you, motion is in order. Any additional comments?
No, I have none.
Any additional comments from the council? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call vote beginning with Councilor Blair.
Just put my other little stick down. Good. Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Angelo?
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone?
Yes.
Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
Vice President Cobus?
Yes.
Ms. Bennett?
Yes.
Mr. Conti?
Yes.
Ms. Dolan?
Yes.
Mr. Waterman?
Yes.
President Delicio?
Yes.
11 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you, motion passes.
On the docket of December 21st, 2021, I move to accept the generous donation of $600 in food gift cards from the Holiday Spirit Committee to the Council on Aging.
Second.
Thank you, motion is in order. Any additional comments?
No, I have none.
Any additional comments from the council? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call vote, beginning with Councilor Waterman.
Mr. Waterman?
Yes.
Ms. Dolan?
Yes.
Mr. Conti?
Yes.
Ms. Bennett?
Yes.
Vice President Cobus?
Yes.
Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone?
Yes.
Mr. Angelo?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
President Delicio?
Yes.
11 yeas, 0 nays.
That is all the business City Property and Claims Committee has this evening, but I would like to call a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you, Councilor Reynolds. Councilor Blair.
Thank you, Mr. President. Reporting public safety emergency management. From the docket of January 4th, 2022, I move to transfer $691 from account 1124100-5 and 87, dash 578300, citywide reserve fund for transfer to account 12201-000-587385 fire retro lights to replenish funds used for ongoing kitchen renovation.
Second.
Thank you, Vice President Cobus. Any comments?
No, we talked about it earlier in committee.
Thank you. Any additional comments? Councilor Conti.
Thank you, Mr. President. Buried in this project is a very ominous indicator for future capital improvement funds. This project for that kitchen renovation had a 10% contingency, and it burned it right up. It burned it right up because the cost of materials has escalated so quickly, inflation is rampant, and there's a supply chain issue, and that's not going to change in the coming year. I'm very concerned with the new capital improvement plan and the numbers that are in the capital improvement plan. And this project is a perfect example of why we should all be concerned. And that concludes my comments.
Thank you, Councilor Conti. Any additional comments, questions, concerns? Seeing none, we'll have roll call vote, beginning with Councilor Blair.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Angelo?
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone?
Yes.
Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
Vice President Cobus?
Yes.
Ms. Bennett?
Yes.
Mr. Conti?
Yes.
Ms. Dolan?
Yes.
Mr. Waterman?
Yes.
President Delicio?
Yes.
11 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you. Motion passes. Councilor Blair.
I have no other business this evening, Mr. President, but we request a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. There is no old business. There is no new business. I'd like to call for an adjournment at 8:41.
Second.
Second, and we'll have a roll call vote, beginning with Councilor Waterman.
Mr. Waterman?
Yes.
Ms. Dolan?
Yes.
Mr. Conti?
Yes.
Ms. Bennett?
Yes.
Vice President Cobus?
Yes.
Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone?
Yes.
Mr. Angelo?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
President Delicio?
Yes.
11 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you. Motion passes. We are adjourned at 8:41.
Good job, everybody.
Nice job, everyone.